Okay, it's always me. Sorry.
It caught
It's
you.
me. Okay, my bad. I'm done. I'm
Now
done. The
we're back
shenanigans
with
are over.
another one. So tonight's episode is courtesy of Piff. So Pip and I was talking after the last, not the After Dark, but our last Wednesday night show. And we kind of got into talking about, appearance and how, people can have some serious double standards about appearance. Somebody will tell you that, oh, wearing dreads is not professional, but then they got dreads or braids in their hair. Or they'll tell you that, having a certain color nail is not professional or cute, but then they got lime green nail polish on. Or they'll tell you that tattoos aren't, sexy or cute, or you shouldn't have a bunch of tattoos. And then they turn around and be like, but don't you got a tattoo? Just because, so it's just kind of, we started having that conversation, and I was just like, yeah, I think that would be a good conversation. And talk about some of the things that, when it comes to appearance, what are, some of those things that really kind of hinder whether or not people really get into what you wear and all of these different things. And does your appearance, certain things that you have going on, is it really keeping you from the things that you want? I don't, not necessarily the case, but some people feel that way. People feel how they feel and they want what they want. But my thing is, don't be judging me and having a double standard talking about this, and then you turn around and next time I see you, you got Fruit Loop hair.
Oh, okay.
Is your biggest to put in more context, because that's good examples you gave. To put in more context, like I've been told before, mostly by Christian family or whatever, like everyone knows I love my ink. And I've been told before that, oh, you won't get a good job, or no one's going to take you seriously, or you're going to be profiled by the police. First of all, I was profiled just as much before I had tattoos, as much as I am now. And I make more than I did before I had tattoos. But then the same people saying that now are messaging me every time I get one asking, who do I go to? And my artist has made a lot of money from referrals from me. So that was put into context. Or people saying dreads are unprofessional, but yet one of the people I hired at my job was the smartest person I have hired in the 5 years I've been there this time. And he has dreads. Right. They didn't even want me to hire him because they said he did not seem professional, and his name. So yeah, just to put that in perspective. This is a good topic, Piff. You felt this. Something must have happened to inspire you to pick this one.
You would. So I'll give the backstory, and I'm a keep it cute. I'm gonna leave little parts out so y'all don't snuff me out, because people be searching.
Don't worry, I will.
People be searching. So I had a conversation with someone where actually there was a question asked. It was a question posed, and it was in an open forum. Should I get platinum blonde braids?
I remember that.
Should I get platinum? So I think I might have asked this question, but I don't have, I have flecks of gold in my hair, and it's not really like that blonde. Right. I retouch it once a year. It's not that serious. And so I asked this person, I said, well, where are you working? They said where they worked. I said, well, if you want to move up, maybe platinum blonde may not be the best choice. And I came from the perspective of, how old are you? What are you looking to do in your life? And that kind of thing. Well, the person thought that I was being hypocritical because I have blonde in my locks. And so it became a big thing. And so when LaTanya and I were talking about it, I had the discussion of, I kind of feel like moving to this area, they do focus on looks. And it is a big part of, if you are going to be successful in the DMV, and Jeff, this, you have to look apart. So Jeff, I will give you an example of what I've seen from Jeff. Jeff may have ink. Don't let it fool you. Jeff's ink is not showing at work.
Not at all.
Right.
He has a 3-piece suit on. He has a list. Just Jeff be slayed and laid when he go to work. So
Right.
there is a look. There is a look when you're making this elite. I call it elite money.
Right.
At a job, they're not gonna hire you looking like
Who done
anybody's child.
I like whatever. They're not going to hire you looking like whatever. And
Right.
now, if you already have the job
it?
and you're looking to move up in a position, right? That may be. Well, remember the time when she had them platinum blonde braids? I've been on interview panels. I know
Right.
what it said behind the scenes and what.
Come on.
And when they said this, remember, it all plays a factor. If you're moving up within a company, it matters. And so this is where this topic came from, because
Right.
this person took it really far. I have this person blocked.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
We don't talk.
Right.
Because
You
I mean, you got to do what you got to do. But I think you got all valid points, because at the end of the day, don't ask a question that you don't want to answer to. Number one. Number two,
Exactly.
the ability to pull off platinum blonde in your hair has everything to do with your complexion and professionalism. The blonde, the flecks of blonde that you have in your hair, as far as your hair color, it's appropriate for your skin and for, you know what I mean? Like, it flows with you. Like, my hair color, it goes with you. Versus if you dark like Jeff's shirt, okay? Platinum blonde is not going to be the way to go, because first of all, in a professional setting, nobody's going to take you seriously. Like, let's be real here. You're not going to take you seriously. So if you're going,
I don't even think it's about taking someone seriously. I think it's about, I can't hear you because your braids or your hair is speaking louder than what you're saying.
Too loud.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Correct. It is. And I think that plays a big part into it. You gotta, you've heard this before. You gotta dress for where you're going, not for where you are. You don't always have that liberty. Like when it comes to tattoos, I got a tattoo, but don't nobody see it.
Yeah, I didn't even know you had it. Wow.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I have several tattoos too, but they can all be covered up, right? So I think
correct.
I think it matters, right? It matters. I mean, if you're just working at McDonald's, and I'm not downing anyone that works at McDonald's, but if that's your goal, it's perfectly appropriate.
Right.
I have a coworker where when I saw her, I was shocked, because I was like,
this is Baltimore.
This is what we're doing.
Before you continue, is this in Baltimore?
No.
Oh, I was about to say, if it's in Baltimore, Baltimore has no coof.
No, actually, no, it's actually not. So I mean, when you have blue,
right.
I just think this. I think that there is
blue.
Once you amass a certain level, right? Certain level in life, a certain degree, a certain this, a certain that. Do you really need all the colors? Is it really a necessity?
You don't need to be walking around looking like Toucan Sam.
And
I'm just gonna say,
like, even it doesn't even matter if you're black or white or whatever. I've seen people with unicorn color hair, and I'm like, but when it's not freshly done, it doesn't look okay. Like when you see these women, their hair is like flat, and it's like, well, it's not curled, it's not waving in the wind like how they just had it done. No. So I think, Reginald, it could be tastefully done if it's kept up with. So are you willing to do a salon maintenance every morning before you go to work?
Correct. And it's a lot. Vernell Hill. I can't.
I don't even know what's going on. Who is Vernell Hill?
I can't, but Vernell Hill, aka D Horace Towns.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
You're on mute, boo.
Unmute yourself, sir, please.
Barnell Hill Jr.
Who is
Vernell
that?
Hill Jr.
I know who Varnell Hill is.
Trey, she should be shaming herself. Shame that you don't know Varnell Hill.
That's very, very random, but it's all good.
Yeah.
I can't with you tonight.
I don't know who it is, but okay.
And what she said, no, I mean, Piff came up with a good conversation tonight. I just think it's valid, but it applies to so many things.
Right.
So I'm just here to kind of listen in because that thing applies to a lot of different situations. And I think it's really affecting a lot. So that's all I got. Trey.
I want to ask you though, for real, like in your role, because you're a public figure, and in your role, particularly in government and dealing with that, what are some things that you have seen, even if they're not politicians, but even people who may work for the city and their parents, you know, people in the courthouse? Because I see some stuff and I just be like, how do you work for the city looking like this? Like, how do you function? You know, with all of this going on, how does that affect? What are your thoughts, and how does that affect a person's, you know, ability to perform or even get promoted as it relates to? Because a lot of times we do see people working for the city in different capacities that do have, you know, a lot of different things going on. Shout out to the audience in the comments. Y'all are lit. We love you guys. But share with us your thoughts on that, because you're in a unique position as a public figure to see a lot of different stuff. And like you said, it can spill over into, and this affects so many different things, not just professionally, but even personally. People tend to get offended. Oh, he about how I look. It's somebody out there that appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, but that's usually more someone who conceded when they're like, oh, somebody like it. Yeah, Stevie Wonder. Right. But I get
it ain't gonna be the one that you want though, but yeah. I'm just saying, but yeah.
I made a statement this week in my city that was controversial. I didn't think it would be that big, but I said we have two pandemics. One is COVID, the other one is ignorance. I don't think I battle with image and perception. Image and perception, because I don't think it affects someone's ability, but somehow it becomes a distraction, or people use it to either serve some prejudice on someone or make it into a distraction. We've had incidents where we've had people who, you know, cultural issues or just their sense of taste have to actually be reprimanded because of the attire they may wear, and to us it's fine, but it causes so much of distraction around the water cooler and whatnot that, yeah, people are actually being reformed and uniform policy is coming into place. So I don't have a problem with it, but it just does seem like people have such a issue with other people that it does end up being a distraction. And I think sometimes it's unfair because it's their perception off where they are.
Yeah, it's not even an issue. I don't really think it's an issue. I think a lot of times too, like I don't want to say it's jealousy. I hate using that word a lot, but it's what it is. But I don't think it's always that. I think sometimes too, like there's a girl at a job I had. She used to come every day in Chanel, you know, $300-$400 dress, and they hated on her. They would be like, "Oh, this job is not a job you wear that kind of stuff to." Blah blah blah, whatever. But I think deep down they were upset they couldn't afford that kind of stuff. But at the same time, so what they did, instead of complimenting her, saying, or maybe praising her fashion sense, they said, "Okay, we know we can never afford that, so let's tear this woman down." And she got promoted. Every time she got promoted or we got a raise, it's because of the way she dresses. She was a top performer. So it's just, I get it, but she was a little overdressed. But if she can afford it, who's to say? There's nothing that puts a cap on how you could dress or what you could look like.
But she was dressing for
$1,500.
She would come in Chanel and Fendi and everything. every day.
But I think sometimes how a person dresses also affects their performance. And when you look good, you feel good, you put your best foot forward. So she invested in herself and what she needed to take her life to the next level. And like you said, people gonna always have something to say about something, about your appearance especially. So hey Trey, welcome to the conversation, my love.
Can we be honest though? Most people judge other people in 30 seconds anyway.
True.
6 seconds.
Yeah.
6, not 30. 6. Once you talk to them, it takes 30 seconds. To look at them, 6.
Right. Yeah, that's wild. Trey, get in on it, babes. How are you? How was your day?
Oh, let me say something to you. Why you switch me? I was sitting right next to Troy, and you gonna switch? Okay, I see you.
Because we couldn't see, Mr. Vernell Hill Jr.
I'm just calling it out. Okay.
But here you go. I'll put you back. Listen here. Let's move it so that you're back next to Trey. There you go.
Well, I'm right there in the middle. I like that.
Lucky you.
Hi, Kitty.
And boy, I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
So we're talking about appearance and people being judged on their appearance, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Happens to the best of us. Par for the course with me. I've been judged for a number of things for most of my life: appearance, family, where I'm, part of Memphis I'm from, things like that. And you get to the point where, number one, I'm one of those people I can't stand when people say perception is reality, because I don't believe that. Perception can be reality, but perception is not real. Just because I think of you in a certain kind of way does not make that the truth, does not make that reality. But we recognize that for a lot of people, that is exactly what they do. If they see you in a certain light, regardless of how you dress, tattoos, the car you drive, the person you're dating, if they see you in a certain kind of light, it becomes reality for them. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the truth. It can be the opposite of the truth. But we recognize that people do judge. People will judge the hell out of you. People are going to judge you to the day you die. That's what my parents have taught me. No matter what you do, you can't please everybody. If you're on the left, the people on the right don't like you. If you're on the right, the people on the left don't like you. If you're right down the middle, both sides don't like you. So at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I say stop caring, because people can always find a reason not to like you, even just based on something about your appearance or something. So after a while, you just gotta say fuck them and live your life.
Troy, trust me. I'm on plenty of platforms. Trust me, I know. Or take someone to make one false comment about me. If it's something that's negative they could rock with, it will carry throughout the entire East Coast and Texas. Yeah. But with that said, though, I always say don't waste your time trying to convince people who already hate you to love you, and do not try to get an applause or perform well in front of an audience that will not clap for you. Ignore them, because no matter what you do, even when it's good, like I've seen it myself, I post stuff uplifting or whatever all the time on my page, on my social media, and people will turn a blind eye to it. But the second I might joke about something or talk about something that might be controversial, they zone in on that and be like, why do you always do this? Why do you do this? And I'm like, so we're going to turn. Someone got on me on Twitter and said, I always bash the Democratic Party and I always take up for Republicans, but yet I'm always dogging Mitch McConnell and certain. And I said, but you didn't see these tweets. You didn't see these tweets because they didn't want to, because
they didn't want to see it.
And when I tagged them in it,
I think that people want, people, like you said, once people have made up in their mind about you, it doesn't matter if you change your image or your personality, your appearance, or what have you. But I think that, it is what it is. I want to get to EK Ray's point. And we also ladies that come into work looking like they just left the club, but getting upset for being overlooked for promotion. I used to work with somebody like that. And couldn't tell her to stop doing it until she got looked over again and again. Well, my performance should speak for itself. It's not just performance. First of all, baby, we're in the hospitality industry. You in the hospitality industry. where yes, it's your performance and yeah, the guests like you, but you unkempt. Like you look like you hungover. You look like you full on in pain. Like you look
smell like it sometimes too.
It's everything. Go ahead, Vernell.
Yeah, you know what? I something I battled with when I first got into public service. I battled with that, with the perception and whatnot, because you guys know me. I'm really private, but because people see us out and about in different events, what you hear about you from other people or what others say, you would be amazed because you're like, I don't even know this person. Never had a conversation with that person. Or, like my network is 1, 2, 3 people. But in that our urban community, I ain't gonna say black, we are horrible with that. Somebody could say Jeff is blah, 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 and that would be his label from then on. So that was something I had to really battle with because I used to take that personal.
Rumors of belief by
to work to repair that, to be like, listen, I'm not like that. I'm not that type of person. I'm not this and that. And now I understand it is almost a battle you can't win.
Wait, this is a powerful
I like
comment.
this point that Erica Henderson is making. This is awesome. And I think that I'm highlighting this because as a woman, if you work as a woman in a male-dominated field, you darn near can't win. I'm just going to say it. And basically, that's what she's saying. On a construction site, why would you dress up? It makes sense. You're going to wear what everybody else wear. Yeah. You're going to wear some jeans, a hoodie, some boots, whatever, because it's appropriate for that construction site. And when you inside the office, you're going to wear office gear. So what she's saying is, if you're in a male-dominated industry, it's kind of like you can't win. You darn if you do, darn if you don't. Girl, rock your Timbs, rock your jeans, rock your hoodies, your hard hat, and when you go in the office, dress up more, because it's about you and your confidence, how you feel, and your ability to bring it. It is what it is, because, like we said, sometimes you just can't win. Like Horace just said, sometimes you just can't win, and it's wild listening to people have opinions about how you dress and your appearance. But it's like, okay, well, I may as well do it, because you're gonna always have something to say anyway. I'm not gonna let somebody else's comments about my appearance change me, allow me to go in reverse on my appearance. I'm just gonna, if anything, my petty. I'm gonna kick it up a notch and really make you mad at me.
Doing it because if you're talked about, that means you are significant and you're noticed and you bother them. So
yeah. So yeah, I think it's wild. Piff, you wanted to say something? I'm sorry.
So I was just gonna say, going back to, I think it was the EK guy, or just in general. I think that if someone has an opinion, right? And in the question of me, somebody posed the question, I answered the question, they didn't like my response, right?
Right.
Now, if you're asking and someone gives you a response about a decision or something that you should or should not make, right? I feel like that's something different. I think in the end, you should know who your audience is.
Yes.
Right.
And yes, people are going to formulate an opinion about you, but if you dress and not necessarily that you're people pleasing, right? But you want to kind of level the playing field. So that way your thoughts come through, or whatever the situation is, you want to make sure that you level the playing field and take that situation away as far as dress and appearance. If you're going to a night event, dress appropriate for the night event. If you're going to work and you work in an office environment, dress appropriately for your office environment. Look around, look at what everyone else is wearing. Shop in your closet. You know something that you have something to fit the environment. I think that it's important to just dress for the environment and the event or what have you, and totally take away that ability to make an opinion or someone to formulate an opinion based on what you look like. Now you can't take away if somebody don't like you because you're too cute. I can't help you there. I can't help you because if someone thinks
haters
something like you too short, you too tall, your foot's too big. I can't help you there. But what I am saying is what you can do. And the person that I was speaking to about their platinum blonde braids, do you really want your customers to be talking about, well, she, she's this color, she have platinum blonde braids, girl, she look like, come on, dress for your audience.
Right.
For your audience.
You make a good point. I'm gonna give you something to think about. You make a very good point. Know your audience. However, let me say this. Now you have those people who put on, and I'm gonna explain that. Like for instance, in DC, there's different promoters, different club environment. Because there's different niches. Like there's that club promoter has parties where you go down, you wear something comfortable, wear sweatpants or a nice one piece for the ladies, and you drop down and get your eagle on. And then you have those venues where people go out, they spend $200-300 on an outfit, they go out to look cute and take pictures in them, and don't spill no alcohol on it so they can return it back to Saks Fifth or Forever 21 or wherever the next day. And they sit there looking bougie and mean.
That's okay. They're dressed for the environment. They're taking away your ability to. They're taking away. Literally, they're taking your ability of judging them for not having, whether they're putting on or not, whether their situation or not. They're still dressed appropriately for the environment or for the function.
Right.
So
you're back.
Yes, I mean
You're back. Sandwich between us.
Means I gotta work overtime. I heard that.
Yes, sir. Give it to us. Come on now. Don't be holding back, trying to outshine. No.
Come on now.
Oh.
I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. I don't have enough alcohol in me yet, so I'm gonna be good. So, I mean, at the end of the day, people. This is just a reality for a lot of people. You will be judged. It's even being in a fraternity, we get judged on appearance all the time. Based on just where you're from or whatever. And, for me, after a while, because I've dealt with it so much, I've had to kind of force myself to not give a fuck, because that's what people are going to do. That's human nature. And people, like I said, just that's what they choose to do, especially if they already, like just, made a point earlier, if they already don't like you from the beginning, then don't expect a fair shake from them. Don't expect.
Even if you do prove them wrong, or you do, they're not going to acknowledge it. No.
And so you just have to rise to a point where it doesn't matter to you, and don't let it affect your day. Don't let it affect who you are and what you're there to do. If you're there to get money, if you're there to graduate, if you're there to get a promotion, whatever your goal or your mission is, you can't let that deter you because of how idiots choose to think and process information. Because like I said, if that's what their aim is, they'll find some. Trust me, they will find something.
They will,
right?
But it won't be
you can't escape it. They'll find. If they're determined not to like you for a reason, they will find something about your appearance or something. So after a while, you just have to say fuck them.
Right. I agree. Go ahead.
You know what this applies to, and we're not mentioning it? It happens a lot in the dating scene.
I was getting ready to go there.
I think a lot of women are missing out on dudes because of that perception and image, and them judging them fast.
And the worms.
Yeah.
Piff. No, I agree to that.
Why you say my name, Piff?
Because you like this.
Oh. Well, I mean.
No, but I agree, because I was going to take it there, because people, male and female, missing out on people because we got these expectations, but we don't match that expectation, or you know what I'm saying, or it's kind of like we get mad because the person we want or we're interested in, the perception that we think that they want doesn't match, and it's kind of like, well, why don't he want me, or why don't she think that I'm good, or whatever the case may be. People got their preference, move on to it, but it's kind of wild how we view preference and perception, rather than just have an adult conversation about, okay, what your expectations are, what you like, what you don't like, and just making a decision to move on, or whatever the case may be. Go ahead, Horace.
I was just saying the preacher, because you're preaching that thing right now.
I
Go
think
ahead.
is, but that's more of a male thing, right? When men are visual, so a man, if you don't look a certain way, you don't look the right way to a man, he is not going to approach you. Oh, please don't even.
Women are more guilty of that. That's a misconception. Women are more guilty of that. A man just want a good woman. Women are still trying to get that guy that in her dream or fantasy, she'd be shrugging the guy off that might be the best dude for her because of the image or perception. Listen, women are more guilty of that. Men are not. I said what I said. We got data and
I
science.
mean, okay. What I mean, I don't know.
Thank you.
I kind of disagree.
Ray, you the logical one. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I'm gonna split it right down the middle. I will say that since we're talking about the context of dating, yes, I can look at certain women and just based on the way they're dressing, regardless of how a woman dresses, let me put it out there first and foremost. I'm gonna be a gentleman no matter what. I'm going to treat you like a lady no matter what. I'm gonna hold your door open, pull out your chair, take your coat, whatever. It doesn't matter if you dress like Michelle Obama or Cardi B. Now, depending on your style of dress, that may determine whether or not I want to approach you for something serious because, yes, that may be your style of dress, but I know for me, I can't, and I've made this mistake when I was younger in college, I can't be that dude to approach you and you wearing something, maybe, you may be dressed scantily clad and then we get in a relationship, then I expect you to dress all conservative. We can't do that. If I met you dressing like that, then I have to accept the fact that that is how you dress. That's how you like to represent yourself, good or bad, that's who you are. And yeah, I mean, I think men and women, we will formulate an opinion based on, how someone is dressed, how they carry themselves. And we can look at them like, okay, that's the type of person I want to spend more time with, or no, I don't want to spend more time. I don't want to spend time with this person based on they looking a hot mess. Look at their shoes. Look at their hair. Look at their this and third. So I think any and everybody who when you're out there dating and you're looking to approach someone or you're trying to be open to being approached, you are going to make judgment calls based on how someone looks, based on height, weight, complexion, hair, you name it. It's going to happen. You can't escape it.
I think one of the big things that we need to look at is this point right here. Both men and women initially just based on appearance. Eye candy matters. At the end of the day, let's cut through the crap. You ain't going to get to know somebody. You can't see a person's intellect from across the doggone room or from down the street. What's initially going to make you want to approach that person, get them digits and start or ask them out? It's how they look. And it's not just in the face and the body, but it's in how it's packaged. If your clothes are sagging, that's immediate turnoff for me. I don't care if you look good in the face. How you present everything, the total package matters to me. So it's like the other day I was out shopping and this man was handsome as all get out. But guess what? Pants sagging. The dude that was with him, pants was underneath his butt. Guess what? It's immediate hard no, because you just mess up whether you were available or not. I don't even want to approach you because it's not packaged properly. So at the end of the day, I do think a lot of it is appearance, that initial, you know what I'm saying, eye contact that you make, that you see that will make you want to be like, okay, that I'll approach or whatever. It does boil down to how you look. It really does. And it's not just, again, you could be cute in the face, but like Troy said, if it's not packaged right,
it's a path for me.
I think that the issue is that you just have to say beauty is in the eye of the beholder,
right?
And so when you go ahead and you say that, you have to recognize you have to recognize that they may not be beautiful to you right now. They may be beautiful to you tomorrow. You just don't know. And I think
I got a good example of that when you're done talking.
Oh,
I was going to call you ladies out about something. No, not call you. I just want to hear your perspective.
Oh, okay. I just think when you have those moments, maybe you're having a bad hair day. Like Jeff has seen me at not so great moments,
And I still compliment you every time because I know who you
getting the mail and going back up to my apartment. And I'm like, I don't need to be beautiful to go get the mail right now.
But you are.
Right.
But yeah, what is your question, Jeff?
Well, I'm gonna say this. I've seen this a lot with men. I've seen this a lot with guys who you have been called nerds, where they drive a Prius. Oh,
What happened to Hughes? Oh wow. Okay, go ahead.
I've seen this happen with men who are seen as nerds. I mean, we've all seen the guy who wears high waters. Okay, there she is. Florida and that internet.
Yeah.
Watch your mouth, Jeff.
I had enough of Miami this weekend, but I got stuck there. But anyways, because of y'all's incompetence at your airport. But anyways,
that's why I'm flying to Miami. We don't do Miami here. So sorry. You need to go ahead.
But I'm gonna say a lot of times with men who are seen as nerds, they make, they don't dress well. They have glasses. They haven't had a haircut in 6 months. They drive a Prius. No offense to Prius drivers. Thank you for saving the environment. And a lot of times they get dogged. But then a lot of times you see, and this is like in high school and early college, but you see a lot of times you see the beautiful blonde or the beautiful black sister with a banging body, and she hops in a nice car when this guy's making $300,000-$400,000 a year. He might not be attractive or he might be nerdy, but if you kept that closed-minded mentality, you would have Raekwon or Artavion out of jail.
See, you didn't have to do that.
We can apply that same principle as men to women.
But I'm going to answer this one because I feel like I need to. So, again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And then you also have to have the attraction situation, right? And as a person who mentors young people, I always tell my young ladies, I'm like, look, he's going to be a boss. You want to get with the boss. That's a mentorship thing, right? You don't want to be with that one over there. Yeah, he might be cute, but what is he doing? He can't even do his homework. And so that kind of thing comes with who is being modeled in front of you. That's a totally different, I feel like it's a totally different conversation because modeling and what has been portrayed as acceptable in the household is something very different, and that goes generation to generation to generation. And
I think the same can be said of men because you can have that same process about a nerdy girl who's almost like the same thing. Maybe she doesn't have it going on. She might not be banging, but she's got a lot of the qualities and things that banging chick don't have. Like that banging chick might be bad, but you go back to her house and roaches coming on the wall.
Or you have a conversation about
is on the floor, or she can't put dishes in the sink. You know what I mean? Versus nerdy chick that don't look like she got it going on. But you know what I'm saying? Like she living in a penthouse and it's clean and it's this and it's that. I think that, like Piff said, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I think a lot of times we are all, male and female, missing out on some pretty awesome people based on appearance. But at the same time, we need to be just accountable for our appearance because we want stuff, but we are not living up to the things that we want and we get mad. But it's like, make me want you. I'm not trying to be funny. I had a conversation recently with somebody and they were like, right. Like, I mean, I had a conversation recently with somebody and they were talking about their relationship and they were just like, listen, I can't be the only one, making this work. Like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Like, listen, we got to make it work together. Like, I can't be the only one keeping myself up and you just kind of like whatever and then ignoring me. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's just, I don't know.
Now,
I think if you're one of those nerdy guys or nerdy girls or what, if you classify yourself as that, I don't, whatever. I think how hard are you willing to work Like if you see Shaquanda down the street, I don't even know if that's the name. I don't know a Shaquanda, okay? But if your name is Shaquanda, this has no reflection on you. But if you see Shaquanda down the street, right, and your name is Henry, and you're like, okay, yeah, my name is Henry, it ain't Raekwon or whatever Jeff said, and you're like, look, I want her. What are you willing to do to get her?
Right.
And vice versa is the same. Like, what are you willing to do to get noticed by this individual?
Right.
Oh yeah, Juan and Artavion. Yes, thank you very much.
I want to address this comment though, real quick though, before we get into this, because I think that she's making a point here about natural hair, because there's a huge natural hair thing going on right now. Now it's not that it was always, but really it's really hitting, the forefront with blackness and this other kind of stuff. Listen, rock a crown how you rock your crown, whether you on the creamy crack or you're natural, rock it. I think that as we're talking about this preference, whether it's tattoos, you got natural hair, you got dreads, you got braids, whatever. This is a comment that we need to think about. She said, I went natural, be it for it was a thing, and my ex literally laughed at me and was like, just straighten your hair. But my husband didn't even see my hair straight until after we were dating for over a year.
I don't have a problem with
like, wow.
Natural hair or whatever the style or whatever it is. To me, it's just it depends on a woman, because some women I've been attracted to with natural hair, then other women are like, no, that's just not me. I still, when it's all said and done, right, I applaud any woman embracing their natural beauty. But what I don't like to see, and we've seen this in Ringside, and I'm sure this year is, in other Facebook groups. If you want to rock your natural hair, I applaud that. I'm gonna salute it, and I think it's a great move. However, what we can't do and what we need to stop doing is penalizing and vilifying men because they're not attracted to it, or they're not attracted to you when you have the natural hair. I can salute you and say, hey, good job, getting off the creamy crack or getting off the whatever. But if I say, hey, look, I don't find it attractive, then I can't be the bad guy.
Right. I agree. Go ahead, Varnell Hill Jr.
Let me have the asshole moment here. Listen, I would never break a woman down with her hair choices. I love my woman. I'm going to support you. However, I salute everyone that's on that natural hair journey. But for those one that say they going natural, that don't mean y'all have to comb that shit. Hello. So everybody, some of that natural ain't natural. That's just something else. But
I'm gonna be honest, some people don't need to go natural. You need to have a conversation with a stylist. Now, and I'm just straight up being honest. That might be your desire. But for instance, I talked to the person who was doing my hair for the longest time, and I asked her the pros and cons of going natural because of the texture of my hair, all this other kind of stuff. And she asked me some questions about where am I going in my career, what am I doing, how does this fit my future. So you need to be talking to a professional. And this is just my opinion. You can do whatever you want to do, but I think that it's important to have these conversations because, first of all, going natural is not cheap. It is not easy. And it's like Piff said, if you're not willing to sit up here and put in the work to present yourself in a certain way every single day, you need to think about this. Don't be going off of a fad, and don't be doing something because it's the thing to do if you can't maintain that appearance. You know what I'm saying? Like it's work. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm like, listen, I'm lazy when it comes to doing my hair. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's enough for me to do, it took me all day to really deep condition and wash and do my hair today. So I can't imagine what it is to do natural, like a natural wash day. When it's time for me to get a relaxer, it's thick up in there. I can't even get my hand through my own hair. You have to have conversation. And to Troy's point, don't be somebody not attracted to what you're attracted to, what you're offering.
Right. I mean, let me just say that.
And it's very expensive and it's time consuming going natural.
I knew I've definitely been guilty of that. I have been guilty more than a few hundred times of seeing a woman on a Monday and thinking that she's okay, and then she changes her hair, and then on Friday I'm like, damn, she banging. I got a friend her on Facebook now. I know. What did they say? What is the hair business? Is what, $8 billion industry or something? Whatever. It's a
multi-billion-dollar hair industry. Yeah.
Right. It's a shitload of money, and I think people realize that yes, your hairstyle can, it can have people looking at you in a different kind of way, good or bad. It's that, years ago when Kanye first started dating Amber Rose, and all the women started cutting their hair like
we gotta address that.
Now realizing, okay, Amber Rose may have the head for that type of cut. A lot of women I've seen since then, I'm like, you ain't got the head for that. It don't work on you. It works for her. It works, for this other young lady, but for you, you need to find something. Maybe long hair works for you. Maybe braids. Maybe a mohawk. Do something. But this short hairstyle not working for you. So I do agree that it's good to talk with a stylist, because even with hair, and women need to admit that they feel the same way about men. Women have made comments as far as how a man could be average one day, but if you grow a long beard, then he's fine. Or, I asked a young lady, how she felt about Idris Elba, and she was like, Idris Elba fine. I was like, would you like Idris Elba if he had a beard curl? If he had a hot top fade, would you still like him? And she said,
right.
Like, hopefully his hair and his appearance altered, how you perceive and how you judge him. So I think with a lot of people, it's okay to experiment. So if you want to go natural, go natural. That, if that's your thing, I say mazel tov. However, just like I said before, if you go natural and the brothers ain't reacting, don't vilify them.
Some people need hair on their head, and some people don't need hair on their face. I really think that it really beard game is a game changer for some. For some people, if it's growing in splotchy, you probably need to let that go. Maybe you need to go tea instead. So there's different things, I think, but I really do think that you do need to, depending on where you're going, if you got to take yourself serious in your appearance and where you want to go. Like Piff said in the very beginning, what's your future like? What are you looking towards? And just like she's mentoring young people. As an adult, it's okay to have a mentor, have somebody that you can confide in, somebody that can help guide you in your career. When Horace was running for public office, he couldn't just go out there any kind of way pimping. You got to have an image consultant. You got to have a stylist. You got to have people that can help you, not just in your appearance, like in physical appearance, but how you communicate, how you carry yourself. Everything matters. Or, it can affect your ability to be successful in whatever you're at, in whatever relationships you're developing. Whether you're looking for a personal relationship or it's professional, it still all matters. I don't know.
Yeah, with the most natural hair, I have the most natural hair on the cast, right? I feel like this. I think.
Hey,
my hair. Huh?
Make sure we address these comments from Emmanuel Presley. We would not allow such hate to be blasted on this platform. He's a beard hater.
So I put a comment about that, but when I got to
let it go. The beard hype is too much.
I used to have a whole. I have some pictures. If you go on my older pictures on Facebook, I had all this and all this.
Have you seen James Harden without a beard?
It works for some, not for all.
I gotta see this. Hold on. He didn't have a beard at one point.
Jesus Christ.
So. Okay, Carmel, I won't discourage men from growing beards. I'm just saying some people just don't. They just.
Where did beard thing? Where did it start? Like 4 years ago? Like I just know, like
10 years.
10 years ago.
I ain't been that long.
Yes, it has.
No, it really hit like again social media and that whole beard thing, and now everybody think that I think it's really when they was doing No Shave November.
Oh, yeah.
Or what really started, like women was like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot when you know, I don't know when it started.
Because when was Rick Ross's last big album? About 10 years ago?
Don't you do that every summer.
No, because that Port of Miami 2 nonsense was horrible.
I'm just saying the last one that I heard was kind of,
I like Rick Ross.
it was like 10 years ago. So we're going to go with 10 years ago.
Don't bring your ass to Florida. Neither one of you.
Don't be cursing at me. I don't like it.
Ain't nothing in Florida except
I don't like it.
Dr. H and some good water. Some. But it's something that's in the water that calls y'all to act so crazy. So
haters.
So I will say this though. For me and my natural hair journey, I actually was allergic to relaxers. I could not get relaxers anymore. So I had no choice. It was either braids, whatever. And so I actually did research, and my natural hair journey has been going on for about 17 years. Yes, I have cut my locks, because when you get to using almost an entire bottle of shampoo, that is not okay. But I think it does fit me. Like, you know, I wear professional styles. I look nice, whatever. Some days I don't. And that's just it. I'm not one of those people that needs to like get the toothbrush for the edge. Like, it's not that serious for me. I don't have that.
Let me just say this in terms, there are a lot of women I see with natural hair that I think look stunning, and it definitely works. I will admit, most of my life, I've been primarily attracted to women with straight hair. That's always been a weakness of mine. However, it can get annoying. One of the things that I hate, that I think is extremely annoying about women with straight hair, I hate when I go out and I just see women on their phones just stroking their hair, just stroking their hair. And I'm like, what is up with that? Maybe the ladies can inform me about that. Like, what's up with just looking at your phone and just constantly rubbing your fingers through your hair?
It ain't theirs. It ain't theirs.
It annoys the hell out of me.
It's not
their hair. Because I'm going to be honest, when it's your hair, you don't put your hands in your hair like that, because all the oils and the stuff that's on your hair affects your hair and your hair growth and the health of your hair. Women, when it's your hair, you ain't putting your hand in your hair like that. No, you're not doing that. This is why Black women like me, like everybody can't put their hand in their head. Like, it's a privilege for a woman to let a man put his hands in her head.
The only
all
time
of
you
the
should be
stuff
doing
that's on your head, the oils, the dirt, all of that stuff, it affects your hair. Like, yeah, I don't do that. Like, ain't nobody doing that. Okay. I don't know.
No,
I'm like, that ain't their hair.
You felt that.
And I would tell this to any woman. I mean, look, if you are attracted to beard gang, then you probably need to go ahead and delete my number, because I cannot grow a full beard. I'm actually okay with that. Whenever this beard gang thing started, it almost like it happened overnight. Like, overnight, I started seeing guys I know look like they fresh out the New Testament. Like, you just want to give them a staff and some sheep. Like, bro, you look so biblical right now. What's up?
You are absolutely right, because I don't think, Horace, how long did it take? I mean, this is the only moment that I got. I'm taking it.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, but because I think
I'm sorry, Barnell Hill Jr. I don't know.
Barnell.
Did you change the name yet?
Because I think that episode came on a couple of weeks ago and I was watching it. But I mean, it's I've heard women say that, yeah, they like beard gang, except fellas, if you're out there with these beards, make sure you get the food out of it. Make sure you get the crumbs and the sauce and whatnot. Because the ladies are talking, and I'm like, okay, that sounds kind of gross. I don't think I'm never gonna have that issue. I can get the, yeah.
That water hit it every shower.
Like when I start seeing wave caps for beards, like when they were showing, like, okay, yeah, when I go to sleep and I got to put on a cap, I'm like, dude, you're doing too much now.
Wait, did you say wave?
Bro, for people that's getting the lace beards, the fake beards put on. There are people that are getting fake beards put on. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's what Reggie was saying. Reggie said he gonna get him a fake beard. He's gonna get him one. I'm like, boy, bye.
Oh my God, Reggie, do not do that. That is not okay. That is not.
He don't need it. But no, y'all, this has been a good conversation because, when it comes to appearance, whether, it's affecting you professionally or personally, you really should be having serious conversations. Don't be making no dramatic or drastic changes to your appearance without really thinking about long-term, what it's going to cost you, how it's going to affect you. Going natural is not cheap, it's expensive, but like Pip said, some people don't have a choice. She has, and she was allergic to relaxers, so she couldn't do it anymore. But she also did research to figure out what's the right look for me, what's going to be the best journey for me on my natural hair journey. So I really do think that it matters in having that conversation with people who, know what they're talking about, or you just don't be making no random decisions because it can be costly. Like it can seriously be costly.
I think with the natural hair journey, you're not gonna look cute for a while. Like it took like 6 months. Actually, my hair grows quite fast, so my hair didn't take a long time to lock. But until your locks lock, you're not gonna have hang time, and you're not gonna be able to, have a ponytail and do all that stuff. Like, my hair is up and it's in a bun and, it looks whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I guess you could use a wig. Absolutely.
That's what wigs are for. Listen, in that beginning stage of growing your locks, that if you're not comfortable with, that particular phase, that's what wigs are for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. At this point, they got faux locks, they got faux wigs, so it's a lot of different styles that you can go with.
They got faux everything. They got you can any kind of hairstyle you want. They got it for you.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but no, I think it was a great conversation. Seriously, whether it's again personally or professionally, just don't be making no random decisions about, your appearance, whether it's your hair, your nails, whatever. You got to really think about where you're going. Like Pip said in the beginning, where you going with it?
We didn't talk about we talked about hair. We talked about dress. We didn't talk about. I think everybody here is in the South, and nobody talked about gold teeth or platinum teeth and.
You know what? Because I think people are moving away from that.
Plies took his out.
Who did?
Y'all see Plies took his teeth out.
Plies is a different story. At the end of the day, I don't know how I feel about Plies because the man is educated. The man, I've heard Plies speak on camera, and he can be
He's very educated.
And he can be very articulate. So when I've seen the videos where he's talking all hood and ghetto, I'm like, dude, he's hella articulate
because
when he wants to.
He has to appease his audience.
But I think he's transitioning with the whole taking the teeth out. I think he's transitioning so he can, whatever next phase of his life he's going into, because you could tell by the fact that he took those teeth out and he's transitioning. I think he's getting ready to transition into something different.
Yeah.
But his audience is older.
Yeah. Just like Lil Wayne. When Lil Wayne
is transitioning for sure.
Yeah, like Lil Wayne talks about politics and sits on sports and articulates better than the broadcasters and news reporters do. But he looks great. But he's very intelligent.
Yeah. So
I'm a Lil Wayne fan. So
right.
Yeah, he hasn't had a good album in like 10 years.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Tonight was a great conversation.
Don't do that. And the Carter 5 was lit. Don't do that.
Oh, goodness.
Anyways.
Y'all ain't got no rappers to listen to in the DC area?
You mad? Are you mad?
I'm not from DC, so.
Are you mad?
I'm from Georgia, Florida.
So you are or not? Okay, yeah, you mad?
You have Rick Ross.
That's my friend.
He needs to go get a salad or something.
Jeff, you're a Nicki Minaj barb.
No, don't you ever call me that again. I'm a Kanye fan first, then a Nicki fan. Don't do that. Please don't ever call me that again.
I know how to get Jeff.
Done.
Oh,
I gotta get there.
you know, I hate that
Oh
word.
yeah, we have Wale. I like Wale. He a little crude though.
He's with Ross.
We have Ari Lennox, but she's not a rapper.
Right.
But she's an artist. She's good.
Yeah.
That go-go stuff. Get the go-go out of here.
Just be quiet. Just be quiet.
I agree with Eric was saying as far as piercings. People got to be careful about these piercings, and
Yes.
they make a difference too.
You know what? I used to have a piercing right here. I got it done twice.
The
And
Medusa?
I have a piercing.
Your Medusa?
The
off to the side. The Medusa.
Monroe. The
Is that what it's called? It's called Medusa.
Middle.
Monroe.
But you had it off to the side.
It's called the Monroe.
Monroe.
Like from Maryland, Monroe, it's called the Monroe.
And when it's right here in the middle, it's the Medusa.
That's attractive. I think that's cute. On some, I mean, on
Yeah, but
some
I
of the women I've
definitely
seen.
can't have that with braces. That would be a hot mess. I thought about getting it back.
Come on, Pip, braces are nice. Braces are cute.
I'm so tired of these braces. They need to go already. My teeth are straight. They look good.
As long as they're not in the way during other things, we're good.
Done.
Get your mind out the gutter. I'm talking about eating broccoli or something.
Everybody thought the wrong way when you said that, Jeff.
Yeah, grow up. Grow
Knock
up.
it off. You were smirking at that.
That's the problem.
No, not by myself on that one.
Are we? Oh, sorry.
All right, yeah, just everybody needs to be mindful of their appearance, and yeah, this is a good topic. I like tonight's topic. Great topic.
Oh well, thank you. I appreciate you guys. This is my topic
because I think that it was the gimmick.
Yeah,
It picked a good one. I think it is.
I mean, the
I
topic
think
is
it is. I
very
think it just
relevant.
really matters.
It's extremely applicable to both men and women, and of course, I mean, you know, it's very applicable in dating. Happens all the time. How you look, well, it can make a difference. It can definitely make a difference, good or bad. So you need to be cognizant of it.
I agree.
Right.
All right.
Yep. So you guys, this was a great topic, and we'll see y'all on March 3rd for our next conversation. We'll let y'all know what that is, but this was a good one. We appreciate y'all for joining us on tonight, and we'll see y'all on the next conversation that we have again. Mark your calendars for March 3rd at 7:00 p.m. Wednesday night. And we'll let y'all know what that is. If you have a topic, you can DM us, text up one of us, or let us know what you think, or put it in the comments. Hey, why don't y'all have a conversation about XYZ? Or hey, what y'all think about XYZ? And we'll get on it. We'll have a conversation about it. We'll definitely share an opinion, because that's what we do. So thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
Yeah.